Yo, what is up guys? Steel Vigo here and welcome back to another video. And in this video, I have my probably the last Spirit Halloween animatronic life-size unboxing of the year, of the Halloween season at least. I might be getting some discounted animatronics at the end of the season, possibly, but this will be my last before Halloween, probably, most likely. And the one I've chosen to end off on is Lord Raven, which is one that has been requested a few times on my channel, and one that is I would say, a fan favorite. And so I picked him up on Employee Appreciation Day, which was a few weeks ago, for 40% off, which is not a bad deal for him at all. And yeah, we're gonna unbox him. As you can see, his box is a little bit damaged, but both were. There were only two of them, and so I picked this one up. So yeah, I'm excited to get him unboxed and set up. I have actually not set up a Lord Raven yet. Somebody that I was working with on store setup actually did set this one up. But let's just get this guy unboxed and see what's inside and get this guy built, set up, and demoed. So in the box, you can see everything is actually packed in quite nicely, actually. I hope you guys can see that. It's pretty nicely packaged in here. You can see this is his head, right, like so. Pretty cool head, actually. Probably my second favorite part of this animatronic, next to his animation, or actually third probably. But a little known detail that a lot of people don't realize is he actually has a beard, which is kind of interesting and kind of funny. But yeah, this guy's got a beard, and this is his head here. It does kind of flap, and you can kind of hear it flap when he's activated, but he's still pretty neat. So that's his head. A little bit smaller than I expected, or a little bit smaller than you might expect, but still very effective. His poles, a bunch of them labeled B, obviously his leg poles here, and they were all in this insert right here. Which the last thing in here is obviously his hips, his hip loop right here. What looks to be his arms here, which are already pre-padded, which is kind of nice. Which are actually very nice. Well padded. His clothes in this bag, closes off in these bags. His hands, which is actually my favorite part of the design, honestly, just because of how like creepy and gnarly they look. Pretty cool hands. Or like claws, I guess. He's not really a person, he's got talons. His instructions, which I'm going to try to go without for the most part. His adapter, which the adapter boxes always come destroyed for some reason. His his mechanism, which is the coolest part of his animation, how his head moves in and out here. It's actually quite heavy. Oh. And it comes with the back part pre-installed, actually. It's a little bit dented, but you can just pop that out, no big deal. Actually pretty cool, and as you guys can see, a piece of foam just fell off and rolled away, but that was just protected while he's in the box. Pre-set up. And lastly is his base, which is actually pretty large, to be honest. And then there's like a little cardboard insert in here, which I'm not sure what that's for. But that is everything that is included with Lord Raven, so let's get him set up. Alrighty, so the first step here is going to be to take his poles and do some standard pole stacking here. So first you're going to slide this zip tie off here, pop that out. I believe this should be the front here. So we'll stack the poles like so. I believe there will be two on each side here. Two for each leg. To give him his height, he's about 6 feet tall. Or he's 6 feet tall according to the box. Next step is the hips, which go in like so. very pretty simple setup on Lord Raven, I believe, actually, despite his kind of complicated animation. Pretty simple. Now, this goes like so, over top. So this is basically his mechanism all set up now. So then the next step is going to be to take his clothes out of this bag here. And I believe this is his hood. This is his the hole for his motion sensor, obviously. So I'm just going to try to feed this over top as best I can. It is a little bit tricky, but overall this has been a very simple setup so far, and he is nearly done. And so overall, actually quite a simple setup on this guy. It's just a matter of figuring out what you're looking at exactly. Okay, there we go. So this is his shirt up here. You can see this is for the two arms and then the head. Something like this. So then afterwards it should look something like this. And then the next step will be to feed, I'm going to feed one of the arms in. I think this, this goes on this side here. So up through the little sleeve here. Or maybe, is there a sleeve? So there is a sleeve, you just kind of gotta find it. So, and then this goes into the little hook bit. I believe this must be an SBI animatronic, or maybe an SBI animatronic, not sure. There we go. Finally able to slide that in there. There we go. I missed one of them. There we go. So that's one arm in there. And then now we will put the other arm in, very similarly to how we did the other one. So what I recommend to do is find where the actual like sleeve is, because a lot of this is just material that just hangs around to give it kind of like a flowy appearance. So I'd start from inside here and then find the opening. Like so. And then you, once again, just attach this to the other fork, the slots for the forks on this side. This one was a little bit easier. So unfortunately, as you can, I don't know if you guys can see that, but he does lose there's like a lot of material that fell off on the floor. I assume that's okay, like he's not going to look bare or anything. But there's a lot of like factory leftover stuff that wasn't covered up to begin with. Or that doesn't really cover it. Or that was never actually on, is what I'm trying to say. So then, I believe you can attach his hands now, which also have a slot for a fork, as you guys can see right here. For this one, you want the long ones pointing inwards, I believe. Yes. The long finger pointing outward, which is a little bit weird because that's kind of opposite of what I would normally do with any of the other animatronics. But yeah. So yeah, this one slides in very easily like so. And then that's supposed to be the same on this side, but I'm not sure what's going on here. So for some reason this one does not want to go in all the way, but normally it should. I'm not sure what the problem is with that, but it looks fine. I'll just leave it that way, so it'll be a little bit up for some reason. But I'll make it work. There is some Velcro right here that Velcros onto his claw hands or whatever. And then that just drapes over like so. And you can kind of drape it over how you want it. There's just a lot of creepy cloth and material around. It is a little bit bare on the bottom here. It's really just one material, but still looks pretty cool. And then this one goes on the other side here, like so, and then you drape that over. Then on his mechanism here, there is the motion sensor, which you can attach to the hole on his cloak. You push that through there and then Velcro it on in the back. And then on the control docks, those are actually for the lights in the mouth. So you don't do anything with that just yet. But now you attach the head, and you make sure to tuck the wires into his head like so. And then slide it into the little bracket there for the head. So then next you obviously will attach the wires that go to the head with the corresponding wires on the mechanism box. The colors match. There's a purple one and a red one. So then those match up to there. And then you slide his hood, which is labeled I, onto his head. There should be one in the center right here that Velcros on to the top. And then there are two. There's one here, which Velcros onto this side, and then one here, which Velcros onto this side, on his head here. And then you just kind of tuck that how you want. That kind of just hangs there, I believe. Okay. And then you drape his clothes over the back here. And then there are some Velcro strips on the back that correspond. They are protected, or so that they don't stick, by these little gray pieces of cloth on the back here. You take those off, and then you use that to Velcro his back together. I figure they do that because there's a lot of material that could get ripped off if it gets stuck to the Velcro. So I do appreciate that they've included that. You know, it probably didn't cost a lot to do, but I appreciate that they put some thought into that, and that's how they packaged them. So there's about 3 or 4 there, and then up at around his neck, I believe there is one as well, or there are 2. So obviously you want to Velcro that on his neck, otherwise his mechanism and all that stuff is going to be exposed. I am seeing 3, there are 3 up by his neck. So that tucks in, and then you Velcro that in as well. And that, I believe, should cover up his mechanism, and then you can adjust it as you see fit to, so that it doesn't get in the way or anything. And so then you just adjust him to your preference there. There's some of his stuff is in my hair. And then you take his adapter, you plug him in, and you see if he works.
How dare you enter my forest? If you value your pathetic human life, turn back now. Or come closer, and you shall meet your doom. I knew you would be here soon. You could say I have eyes all over. Remember, wherever you run, my crows and I will find you. Beware, more terrible things than I roam this wood at night. Don't you feel their evil presence? No matter, you will meet them soon enough. I can smell the delicious pestilence on you. It's making me so very hungry. If you value your puny life, run, or my crows and I will strip you of your flesh and leave your bones to rot.
So that was my setup and unboxing of Lord Raven. And overall, he's actually a very, very cool animatronic. Actually having him in person at my house, I actually like him a lot more, even though I literally see him every day at work. But he's actually really growing on me, and he was one that I always liked from the beginning. I thought he was one of the better ones. But he's certainly one that I actually look forward to featuring in my mini haunt this year. It should be a very cool prop to have. He's actually quite creepy and pretty large. You know, a lot of people are not a big fan of the 6-foot props for the 12, 7, anything higher than that. But I think 6 foot is still a pretty menacing height for this guy. And he's pretty looming and creepy, and he's got good voice lines. So overall, he's actually a very, very cool animatronic. And I look forward to having him in my haunt, as I said. And you all can look forward to seeing a 4K demo of him in the near future. And yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. And I will see you in the next one. Peace.